Hi guys and welcome to 123myIT. In this video we will show you everything you need to know about the Apple MacBook Air M1. On the outside, the design of the Apple MacBook Air M1 has not changed from the previous model. And it's also very similar to the MacBook Pro M1. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link in the description. However, the biggest change is on the inside of the Mac. It's the M1 chip that is custom designed by Apple. Previously, a Mac needed multiple chips to deliver its features. Now all those chips are rolled into one SoC, basically making it faster and more efficient. The new chip allows the MacBook Air to perform better and run longer on battery than its Intel-based predecessors. Pricing for the MacBook Air M1 starts at around $999 USD for the 256GB SSD model and goes all the way up to $1999 USD for the 2TB model. In addition, it comes in three different colours: space grey, gold and silver. After using the 256GB model, I found the upgrade to the 512GB is probably worthwhile, as I started having disk space issues after installing the Fortnite game, which requires about 90GB of storage. I started to wish I had the extra space, so maybe consider the upgrade when buying the MacBook Air. In the box you will have the MacBook Air itself. The MacBook Air M1 comes with a 13.3-inch LED backlit Retina display with IPS technology. It has a resolution of 2560 by 1600 and 227 pixels per inch with a 400 nits of brightness, which is slightly less than the MacBook Pro on 500 nits of brightness. Also in the box you will get warranty and setup documentation along with Apple stickers. Included is a 30-watt USB-C power adapter. The MacBook Air draws 30 watts of power when charging, and you can also expect around 15 hours of battery life, which is less than the MacBook Pro, but still outstanding for a laptop. True Tone technology also adds a warmer, more realistic colour to the display. In terms of how heavy the MacBook Air is, it's 2.8 pounds, which is lighter than the MacBook Pro on 3 pounds. Its dimensions are 0.16 inches high and 11.97 inches wide. However, it has the same footprint as the MacBook Pro. On the left side you have two Thunderbolt USB 4 ports. I would like to see 3, as one could be taken up with a power adapter. There is no Ethernet, so this model is Wi-Fi only. The USB 4 doubles as a display port, so if you have a USB 4 to HDMI adapter, you can plug it into an external display. On the right you have a 3.5 headphone jack, and there is no SD card reader, so it feels limited in terms of connectivity. The MacBook Air M1 has stereo speakers with wide stereo sound. They sit both sides of the keyboard and are designed to point upwards towards your ears. The speakers have amazing sound and seem to be louder than the MacBook Pro. Take a listen and let me know what you think in the comments field.
I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Savannah. I've been all around Rio, now you.
The backlit Magic Keyboard is a delight to type on and does not bend when pressing the keys. And there is very little flex on the keyboard too, which is nice. The Force Touch trackpad is nice and wide, and I never find myself missing a click or having to click twice. Another nice feature is the MacBook Air is always on when you open the lid. Just like on your iPhone, it's ready to go. There's a tiny bit of flex in the lid, but generally it's pretty sturdy. Along the top you will find an integrated 720p FaceTime HD camera with an indicator light. I would like to see a button to manually close the webcam. It's a nice to have feature for the security conscious. The overall build is excellent quality, but the display hinge does not fold all the way back 180 degrees. However, other laptops go all the way back to 180 degrees, so it feels a little bit awkward. In terms of gaming, I was able to get Fortnite to run really well, giving up a solid 50 frames per second on high settings. And when I dropped it back to low settings, I was getting about 150 to 200 frames per second. So much better performance on the gaming side of things. Cool, let us run some benchmarks. Starting the Cinebench software really works the MacBook hard, but you won't hear any of the fans spinning because there is no fan. So you will never have to listen to a fan noise on this model, it will be whisper quiet. Here's the Cinebench multi-core score, which was 5676, which is not as good as the MacBook Pro score, which was 7795. Here is the GeekBench CPU score and the GPU score. Let us run the GRXBench Metal tool. As you can see here, the MacBook Air scored an average of 50.9 frames, so not outstanding but a good result. You should buy the MacBook Air M1 if you want an affordable Apple Mac computer. It's a powerful, thin, light laptop that runs OS Big Sur. It's very portable and has amazing battery life. You should not buy it if you are looking for a budget laptop, as it's still very expensive. You should also not buy it for gaming. Although it did run Fortnite fine, it might struggle with AAA titles and those games might not even work on the MacBook Air. If you want to see the MacBook Air and Pro review and comparison, then subscribe to my channel, as I will have this video coming up after this one.